we dive into the first topic of conversation, and that being one, Alabama quarterback Mac Jones, and can he have a Joe Burrow type of year of which Burrow had in the 2019 season? I think he can, and the first thing we have to dissect into is not a lot of people believed LSU would have the season it had in 2019. Not a lot of people believed Joe Burrow would have the year he had in 2019. And for the longest of time, when you talk LSU prior to the 2019 season, the last time the Tigers won a national championship, it was 12 years ago. It was 2007. I was in the 9th grade. I was a high school freshman. So it was 12 years before LSU won a title. And then for the last 8 years prior to this year, it was winless against Alabama. Alabama was beating LSU on the field, and it was beating LSU in recruiting. And the last time the Tigers had a dynamic quarterback and a dynamic offense, you would have to go back to Jamarcus Russell in the early 2000s, early to mid 2000s. So a lot of people did not think LSU from the get-go would have the season that it had, except for the guys in the locker room down there in Baton Rouge. But the Tigers get the quarterback in Joe Burrow. They get an offensive genius in Joe Brady coming in from the National Football League, that being the New Orleans Saints. And the two of them, they put the offense together. The Tigers start ripping off points, ripping off wins, scoring at a high volume. But even with that, it took the Florida game for folks to actually really zero in on the Tigers. They put up 42 points in Week 6 against Florida, against a top 10 defense in college football. And at that point, folks started saying, whoa, look at LSU. Look at what they're doing. They may actually have something here. And then the rest became history as to what they did. This past season, Joe Burrow, over 5,000 yards passing, 5,671 yards, 60 touchdowns, broke records, won the Heisman Trophy. Now, am I saying that Mac Jones is going to pass for over 5,000 yards? Of course not. Am I saying that Mac Jones is going to account for 60 touchdowns? Of course not. If I was to give you the ultimatum here, Bama fans, of having Mac Jones throw for over 5,000 yards, hit a whole bunch of records, throw a whole bunch of touchdowns, get a whole bunch of individual accolades, or Mac Jones just delivering the Crimson Tide to a Southeastern Conference championship and a national title, I think I know the Alabama fan base, you guys, well enough to know what your answer would be. Your answer would be the latter. And for me, I look at this where Mac Jones is concerned. Number one, the doubt is already there on Mac Jones. The criticism's already there on Mac Jones. If you talk to a lot of people, it's he's not Tua Tagovailoa. And that's the biggest disrespect, not just to Tua, but also to Mac Jones, because everybody has their own skill set. Everybody has their different thing to make them special, to make them unique, to set them apart. Mac Jones is not going to be Tua. For crying out loud, Talia can't even be Tua. Leah has to be Leah. He has to step up and be his own man, his own guy, his own person. Not everybody is going to be Tua. Not even Bryce Young is going to be Tua. Bryce Young has to be Bryce. He's got to be his own cat, his own guy, his own person. Everybody has their own skill set that makes them unique, that makes them different, that makes them special. So Mac Jones has his own skill set, but the doubt is already out there on Mac Jones. Not a lot of people believe if when the rubber meets the road, if the game was on the line, if the money's on the table, if the gun is to your head, nobody believes, for real, that Mac Jones is the guy that can take Alabama to a national championship and win it. I thoroughly believe that Mac Jones is the guy that can take Alabama to a national championship and win it, solely based on this right here. Here's a guy in Mac Jones that could have easily taken the easy way out and committed to Kentucky. They committed to Kentucky, and Mark Stoops would have gave him the job on the silver platter. But Mac Jones is the type of cat that wants to fight, that wants to battle, that wants to compete. He says, why take the easy way out in a time in a day and age to where you have the transfer portal, which, and here's my gripe with the whole transfer portal thing. Although I'm fine with players getting the opportunity to play if they don't have a set chance, but transfer portal gives people the easy way out, and I don't like the whole easy way out ordeal. Mac Jones decides not to take the easy way out. He goes to Alabama, decommits from Kentucky, chooses to go to Alabama in the same class as Tua Tagovailoa, showing he wants to fight, showing he wants to battle, showing that he wants to compete. So I look at a guy like a Mac Jones, even with the doubt already there. He's fueled by the doubt. He's motivated by the doubt. I believe that Mac Jones can definitely lead this team to a national championship and can have a Joe Burrow type of season in that regard, leading the Tide to a conference championship and a national title. But number two reason as to why I think this is possible is like Joe Burrow had help with Clyde Edwards-Helaire being a 1,000-yard back, with two 1,000-yard receivers and Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson and other guys pitching in. Look at the talent that Mac Jones has to work with. You get a former 5-star running back in Najee Harris, who also had a 1,000-yard season a year ago. You have two receivers in Jalen Waddle and Devontae Smith that can definitely produce a 1,000-yard season. And whether it's Terrell Shavers, John Mechie, Slade Bolden, Xavier Williams, any one of these freshmen that came in the 2020 class, or even Jaleel Billingsley at tight end, Mac Jones has a supporting cast too. He has just as good as a supporting cast as Joe Burrow, probably even possibly a better supporting cast than what Joe Burrow had, give or take. So the supporting cast is there. And then number three, just like Burrow had Joe Brady as his offensive genius, Mac Jones has Steve Sarkisian. And Coach Sark is burnt up right now. He is burned at the fact that he did not get the opportunity to win it all with Tua Tagovailoa due to the injuries Tua had. So you better believe it. You better believe it right now. Sarkisian is taking every single shot at making sure he's going to get Mac Jones to have a big-time year and have that type of success. So yards-wise, probably not, but championship-wise, I think Mac Jones can have the Joe Burrow type of season. Folks, we're going to go to a quick break right now. When we come back, we go to your phone calls after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care in support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Subscribe right now for the best in Alabama football content. You can also download the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app for your iPhone or Android. Also, if you're looking for the best in Crimson Tide news, notes, and information, subscribe to touchdownalabama.com.